The pictures of Latin America's independence hero Simón Bolívar and late President Hugo Chávez are returned to Venezuela's National Assembly, a symbolic act by the ruling Socialist Party to let the world know Nicolas Maduro is now in control of the legislative body.
No podemos fracasar.
I tell you this without any rhetoric, that we cannot fail, we cannot but succeed. This time we have to repair what has been damaged. We have to rebuild what has been destroyed, to rebuild what has been damaged by hatred, betrayal and violence.
But it took what critics say was a fraudulent election last month for Maduro to take power in the assembly. Venezuela's opposition has been in control since 2016, and since then has been in constant confrontation with the government, denouncing what it called Maduro's dictatorial ways. 2 years ago, the president of the body, Juan Guaido, proclaimed himself president, claiming Maduro was elected the country's leader in a fraudulent vote. Guaido's mandate in the assembly expired on Tuesday, but members of the opposition have extended it for another year, not as leader of the assembly, but of a parallel body to challenge Maduro's legitimacy.
This effort and this sacrifice, it's worth it. This need for change and this scream for freedom, it's worth it. The parliament is worth it. This resistance by each Venezuelan, it's worth it. This country is worth it. Yes, it's worth it. The sacrifice, the determination, respecting our constitution, it's worth it to fight for men and women who are giving everything for Venezuela.
But with the assembly now in Maduro's hands, analysts wonder what will happen to Guaidó and the opposition now that Maduro has taken control of what many see as Venezuela's last democratic institution.
His capacity to mobilize people has deteriorated. The opposition is divided. The confidence that they can remove Maduro from office is small, but he still has his stock for a political fight. The United States will continue to recognize him and will continue to support him, even with Biden in power. Canada, Japan and other countries recognize him too.
Controlling the National Assembly gives Maduro the legal tools he lacked in the past and the appearance of legitimacy in front of international allies.
With this, Maduro, from a legal point of view, he can validate the National Assembly in front of his allies like Russia, China and Turkey to sign agreements, oil concessions that legally need to be done by the Assembly. Aside from that, Maduro, from a real point of view, already controlled every institution.
Maduro's grip on power remains strong despite Guaidó's efforts, as he has failed to turn the Bolivarian armed forces against him. But disenchantment with the economic and political situation in the country is significant and growing, and that's why the confrontation with the opposition is unlikely to end anytime soon. Teresa, Al Jazeera.